What's up, everyone? It's Teddy, aka James Kazal and MTGO, coming back to play some Grixis Control in Legacy. And today, the meta has kind of been solidified after some qualifiers and some challenges. Seems like Riskaminator is just a very powerful deck, and to that end, I think I would like to jump into a league with some pre-boarding, insofar as that I have a main board Spellbomb and a couple of cards I usually side out in the matchup, like Nimble Obstructionist and a second Narset, starting out in the board, and also a second Murktide Regent in the main. Now, I want to mitigate some of that by still having some late game power, so I'm playing Fable the Mirrorbreaker again, a very powerful red enchantment that really stretches opponent removal, gives us some mana advantage if we're unopposed, which doesn't happen very often, but if we do get to do stuff with this card, we usually can cement enough advantage to close out the game. And that's about it. Two red blasts, a little squeamish, but again, that's like in respect to scam. I only really like to bring in two red blasts, not the full three, since red blast doesn't deal with like Dauthi Voidwalker, all the black reanimate effects. Really just there to beat opposing counter magic or petty theft, stuff like that. So yeah, if you like the content, consider checking out the Patreon. Drop the pledge to $2, and you'll get access to the entire backlog of a bunch of cool Grixis Control content and a little extra stuff. I'm very good at responding to DMs on there too, very in depth. If you have a question about the format or ways to combat certain strategies with Grixis Control, if the visual demonstration of the deck is not enough and you want some written content, send me a message over there. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in the league. All right, let's get cracking here. I love when I get to start the league out with a mulligan. But if I knew what I was up against, this hand would be defensible. We have a Thoughtseize and a Force. Opponent's taking a mulligan, I'm gonna do it too. Not a bad hand. Not a bad 6. We have some real unmulligan potential here. I think I'm gonna ship Cake Man. It's less likely to get a relevant 2-for-1 than Narset just getting a 2-for-1, you know. Rainforest. All right. All right. Stifle? No. It's getting better. It is difficult to leverage Force of Will on the draw, but if it means not losing the game, I'll take it. Yep. Brainstorming and shuffling ensures they'll probably have a hand that's what more or less what they want it to be. Two volcanic islands. I'm thinking it's either Sneak and Show or a rather anemic start for Delver. Regardless, I think I do want to play around Daze. Both of these get basic mountain. But we want this to get an island for Narset, maybe. Or maybe we're going to surveil, who knows. We're just not really sure what's going on here yet. A mulligan, two volcanic islands, ponder. I'd be surprised if this was a Delver strategy. But you really never know. They don't shuffle. Okay, it is Delver, in fact. They have 3 card types. It's pretty unlikely for Bowmasters to finish this off. However, we're going to try. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't want to draw that other card, though. Kolaghan's Command is back. They had a daze. Do you really think they have another one? And am I prepared to force it if it doesn't work? Okay, Underground Sea, Grixis Delver, all but confirmed. Nice. Nice. Mm-hmm. Best case scenario here, they play a Delver. It's a DRC, though. There's some argument to forcing that, but I don't know. I think we can pull this off. We're at 18. They have one card in hand. We have another Kolaghan's Command. I'm going to play Narset here. It's still more likely to see a Bolt than a Cling to Dust here. None of the above. We do have a blue card for Force, so we can prevent them from further adding to the board. Unless they also have a Spell Pierce in hand, but I think they probably would have Spell Pierced in Narset. Are they going to attack Narset? They're going to Bolt targeting Narset. That's fine. I don't choose to fight over that. Their last card could also be Bowmasters. We draw Lightning Bolt. That is glorious. Alright, we've succeeded in grinding them out. And they didn't flash in Bowmasters, which I think they'd be pretty incentivized to do. The game's really slipping away from them here. The way we could lose this is if we flood. I'm gonna brainstorm. Here it comes. Heh yeah. I'd rather force Murktide Regent. If I have to force a Daze here, that would be a little sad, but that's just the way life is sometimes. We're definitely getting our Bowmaster back. Whatever their last card is. They might use it here. Okay, it wasn't a Daze, it turns out. Nice, we got a lot of good cards. We can waylay one Brainstorm and a... probably K-Command, actually. Yeah. We're gonna take one, which is not great. But we should more or less lock it up pretty soon. If they go Murktide and have a Daze this turn, we could be in trouble. Also somewhat likely for them to have either another Bowmaster or a Lightning Bolt in hand. Or Wasteland. A lot of cards can be marooned right now. We ought to fish it out, whatever it is. It was not a Bowmasters. Or a Brainstorm, presumably. Sure. That's a good exchange for us. Especially with another Kolaghan's Command coming up. Brainstorm's fine. If they go land Murktide, I'll force. Fastest force alive. Okay. I'm gonna brainstorm right now, because if I can hit a land... We do. They have a wasteland, though, so... Yeah, I don't think this is really gonna work the way I want it to. I need to start pushing damage. Let's go ahead and... way late. Or no. I don't need Force anymore because I have Shieldred's Edict. Unless they have mainboard counterbalance, which I don't think Grixis is going to do. So yeah, I don't really feel that drawn to Force of Will any longer. Play this Lotus Petal. Bolt that Delver. Draw step K command is not that great because they can have. There's a lot of stuff they can draw that can just make that a meaningless line. We'll get our Bowmasters back. Not bad, but not really what I'm in for. I'd rather hit their Ponder with Cling to Dust. Now they have 2. Quick Shuffle. Really looking for threats. And a concession. Yeah. Spell Bomb. Red Blast. Blue Blast. Fatal Push. Love it. Cut Jace. And Narset. Fable has kind of the same problem that other blue bombs do in that they'll probably have less Hydroblasts than Red Blasts, but they'll still have Hydroblast, and it can be a dead card against us a lot of the time. But I mean, Murktide is also not great for that very reason. I'm also not wild about Spell Pierce against Grixis, since Seek the Beast is a good reason to have like Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm. I also like having Force against this deck because Bowmaster is a very swingy card. And I don't like Force as much against Rug. 2 Delver decks, 2 very different ways to approach the matchup. Yeah, I'll just cut Fable here, I think. Our chances to cast a Sorcery Speed 3-drop are going to be pretty few and far between. I don't love this hand, but it has enough to like about it. Let's play some Rakdos midrange out here. Okay, it's DRC. And that is more merciful than Delver in a lot of ways, since it's unlikely to hit for 3 next turn. Okay, that was like the perfect draw. So I think what I'll do here is get a basic Mountain and cast a Spell Bomb. Next turn, if this gets dazed, that's fine. Next turn, I'll play Polluted Delta and cast Lightning Bolt, targeting Dragon's Rage Channeler. This is how they win. Luckily, Spellbomb is even more effective than Cling to Dust at keeping these as 1/1s. Okay, we hit Bowmasters. That's very good. So we can beat a Daze next turn. And even Force of Will, probably. Okay, we do this right now. No argument. Okay, we're going to damage. Only taking 1. That's the dream. No land drop, so probably Bowmasters. Want to dodge Stifle here? Brainstorm. They also might be sandbagging Wasteland. Resolves. No argument. Okay. No Bowmasters. No Wasteland. Black mana. Molten Collapse. Pretty good. A good reason to have left up black. Activate Spellbomb. They'll still be left with a sorcery in the yard, unfortunately, which is one of the more uncommon types. We can see a cantrip here? No, okay. So we get to push damage, I think. Kind of remarkable. Hydroblast. It's so scary to brainstorm here, but it's like the perfect opportunity to. Then again, they probably would not have collapsed if they had a Bowmaster. That's nothing preventing them from just drawing one next turn, you know? Oh no! I just, in my heart, I knew this was going to happen. In my heart. Okay, we need to ponder above all else next turn. So we need to dodge Wasteland. We don't really need to dodge Bowmasters. We also need to dodge Red Blast. Sometimes this deck will just surgical you out of nowhere. So in light of that, I'll put these two on top. Paralyzed. Well, that's good news. I'm going to attack first. Okay, how about a Ponder? No argument. No blue mana. Is Cling to Dust just good enough? At this point, they do need to top deck Wasteland for the punish. I'll keep. What the hell? Their hand might be like 4 Murktide Regions. I can't think of anything else. Or I just haven't presented anything like Force of Will worthy to them. I'm not entirely sure. But I do want to whittle their cards down a little more before I play something on the bomb level of Strix. However, I am drawing Spell Pierce, and they're kind of just one top-decked Wasteland away from me not getting some Strix value. I've talked myself into it. Acceptable. It's not what you want out of Strix in the matchup, but it's honestly kind of what you can hope for since they have 4 Bowmasters. Strix is not going to check Murktide or Lightning Bolt like it normally does against Delver. Start grinding here. Cool. Yeah, we've been very, very lucky that they don't have Bowmasters here. We're going to see exactly what's going on. Okay, I wasn't wrong. That is a lot of Murktide regions. I'll take one. It'll be a long wade through all this counter magic, but at the end of the day, like, those are the cards that win. And if they don't have those cards, then they can't win, so. That Stifle is definitely a bit of a pain, though. Sure is. I doubt they'll tap out. They have 3 mana. Could just get them to pull the trigger on it. Could Spell Pierce it if they ever spend their mana. They don't seem very interested in doing that. Not casting another Thoughtseize. Don't want to take more. Ooh, Force of Will. And I'm not forcing Stifle, but if I really needed the mana, I guess I could. Kolgon's command is insane. If I do this on their upkeep, they might want to hard cast a Force of Negation on it. And then I could really get cooking. Bowmaster is more valuable than Strix. If this was Rug, it would be quite different, but it's Grixis. Yeah, they figure they just have to weather this hit since, well, first of all, they want cards in their graveyard to cast Murktide Regent, and second of all, they have Bowmasters that checks Bowmasters quite well. Bowmasters. They also probably have cards they don't mind ditching. Like that Daze doesn't seem that great. Even though combined with Stifle, it could put me in a squeeze. Opponent having a bad time. Brainstorm. I guess the meta is a little unrealistic, huh? I wonder how we got here. I guess I'll brainstorm. I don't know. Okay, well, I don't have to go to discard anymore, but this is pretty funny. Put back a Force and a Edict, I guess. Well, I'm not going to want to shuffle that away. Oh, I mean, whatever. Such a weird game. I don't disagree. Okay, this is prompting some action. Yeah. I don't mind if they do that, because I want them to jump through a bunch of hoops to cast Murktide, then I'll just, Edict or Red Blast. Their hand is a little reactive. If they ever have to use Molten Collapse on an army token, I think we'll be feeling pretty good. Oh. Wasteland. That's what we were kind of trying to dodge this whole time. But yeah, I just want them to use Molten Collapse on this army. They got two unknowns over there. I'm gonna have them I'm gonna Edict here. If they want to flash in Bowmasters to absorb the Edict, then I can use the Delta and get stable blue. Okay, they just pitched Stifle. Do you think they have another one? I'm gonna just let that resolve and then cast Edict again. Alright, we got them at 8. Seems pretty good. I just want my stable blue. If you have another Stifle, okay, you don't. And then we shuffle away that third Force of Will. Yeah. Yeah, if opponent had Bowmaster, this would be a lot more difficult. Well, they would have had to hit it before I had this wall of counter magic up. Now I'm just kind of completely rolled here. They got to make the first move. I don't want to go to discard or anything, but like, yeah, they do have to do something. Otherwise, they are going to lose to this army token. Now, how... Well, maybe I'll draw a land. Kind of. Yeah, I'll filter that into blue. Great. Well, they're at 6. I could probably force through lethal if I really wanted to. I don't think it's responsible, but I mean, I'm sure the opponent wants to get on to their next match. This is just a bit strenuous. Okay, no Molten Collapse. I think the move here is actually just play Snap, Lightning Bolt face. I know one of their cards is Molten Collapse, so yeah, I can just force this through. Can move on with our respective lives. Sure. Now, you didn't think I would brainstorm away some Bowmasters, do you? Absolutely not. But yeah, I wouldn't get too discouraged. I think Grixis Delver is still a very powerful deck, and it's probably good for it that there's not a lot of Grixis Control. Yeah, sorry, opponent. MTGO is chaos. GG's. Sorry if you probably definitely did not feel the same way, but it is a really good matchup for Grixis Control, and as I often say, a reason why you should consider Grixis Control in Legacy, because our Delver matchup is such a slam dunk. All right, so you'd think like the Riscamator matchup would also be pretty good. I don't know why that matchup is so mystifying to me, but maybe we'll run into it. I'll see you for round 2. Okay, who's ready for round 2? This hand is good as long as we don't die. If they go like Diamond LED, which they're diving to 5, it's not impossible. We can Thoughtseize, and then Snap Thoughtseize is good, because then we have pressure and disruption. And then if they counter my Snapcaster Mage, I can use Kolaghan's command to get it back, and then Thoughtseize them. Or if I draw a lot of lands, I can cast Snapcaster and Kolaghan's command. But like I said, all that amazing grinding value is only applicable if I'm not dead. And they mulled to 5, so I'm expecting Bowmaster Wheels, Black Saga Storm. Or it could be Oops. There's a diamond. Mox Opal. Yep. Let's see it. Is your last card Echo or is it Entomb? It's Echo. I hope I like my new hand. I hate my new hand. What the heck, man? How did I know? I just knew. I think this deck is pretty popular right now. Shout out Eureka. I mean, I can Bolt a Bowmasters. If they make a priority goof, I can Cling Echo of Aeons. That's not likely. I feel like they're doing math right now to see if they can, like, Tendrils. Cabal Therapy, guaranteed to miss, because my hand is bad. But if they say Ponder, like if they're expecting a longer game, they name Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, well, don't flash it back. I mean, even if they do, like, who really cares? This hand is terrible. They're probably more... But to finish that thought, even if they do flash it back, they probably don't even want to take Ponder. They're probably more likely to take Cling or Lightning Bolt because it's more relevant. I can't cast these ponders. And I'd still get to cantrip if I hit a blue source. Uh-huh. I'm feeling like if they had a line as surefire as Cabal Therapy, Bowmaster's Echo, they would have fired it a lot faster. So we might be safe. Hope they wheel us again, in fact. I would like that very much. No? Okay. They're just gonna have gigantic constructs. What is their last card? That's really funny. They don't cast Bowmasters here. They don't. Okay, well, cling your therapy. Please don't do the Bowmaster train. Also not sure why I just F6'd. I could draw a Force of Will here. Okay, hit a blue source. There's hope for us yet. Oh yeah. Or, oh yeah. I remember now. Did they draw Lava Spur Boots? And is their last card crappy enough that they would just... Oh, they don't have to. Alright. Outs. Slim. Not non-existent. Kolaghan's Command is certainly one of them. So the God tier ponder here would be land, Force of Will. Where'd those come from? No matter. I'll simply bolt it. Because I'm probably going to be very close to dead. Bowmasters is interesting. I gotta shuffle this, though. I need the land for this K command. We hit Bowmasters. That was the best card out of that Ponder. Ponder bug confirmed. But, yeah. So what, we're taking... I think lethal? 8/8 constructs. Extra point from an army token, and the boots give +1/+0 for some fucking reason. Yeah. Wild. Turn 3 Goldfish. This deck is certainly cracked. Unless you have Force of Will. The good news is that we have tools. Fable's too slow. You want Opposition Agent. Not only does it help, like it would have disrupted that Saga line, at least given us another turn, but they played the Siege of the Mirror. You want Meltdown to clean it all up after you've ideally stopped them from going off. I've also seen Shieldred. So instead of having Shieldred's Edict, Fatal Push feels better. Bolt out. Spellbomb, similar to Cling to Dust, not great unless they make a priority goof. And then Surgical, just having something to do is not bad. I've done all right by extracting diamonds in response to the first wheel. That's been like a pretty good line for me. What else? It might be okay to cut Spellbomb. I feel like Guy's Will is like plan C or D for them. Snapcaster Mage is a little slow. We want all of our lands because so often we're just being dealt hands that we did not consent to keep. Yeah, so we'll go like that, and then one Murktide out. And one Cling out. I'm on the play. I want to make room for another Thoughtseize. Cut Jace. A little slow, I think. Even though it can cement a win. Watch the Bolt be in our opening hand. Okay, cool. I'll keep. Gotta Thoughtseize them on the play. That's the deal. And then if they do wheel, I want to put a fetch land back in my deck. Okay, you're gonna have to do better than that if you want to beat me. Take your Voidwalker. Yep. What do you think? Thoughtseize proof. Delay your Saga. I don't think you want Song in your opening hand either. Although I suppose it's not impossible to cast. With all those Mox Opals. Man, just love drawing Ponder. Okay. Wish I could have all of these. I can't. We'll see if I get to keep that Flusterstorm, but honestly, it doesn't really help with what they're presenting. And they don't have cantrips, so they have tutors. So I say, actually, we can kind of forego. Okay, here we go. That's what I wanted. Go like that. Obstructionist will stop the first two constructs, and then I should be able to find like a Meltdown or something. Doubt the Voidwalker, though. That's some new tech. Haven't seen that card in the deck yet. They top decked a diamond. Gonna play it out. They have one unknown. I will be obstructing them. Although it is funny, like, if they play out the other Saga right now... Yeah, I mean, they'll find a way. They have a Dark Ritual. They'll just find a way. It'll be horrible. They're probably pretty eager to get that song back into their deck, too, so, I mean... Maybe they will just, like, spin. Bank on me not having Force of Will. Because they likely have to commit the other Saga now if they want to start applying pressure by those means. Meltdown off the top would be pretty cool. I'll edit that out. Yeah, there's the other Saga. Two unknowns in hand. You could also, like, YOLO Beseech. No one's stopping you from doing that. I don't have it. I don't have it. I'm playing Nimble Obstructionist. Do you think I have good cards? Send it. Throw your hand in the trash. Send it. Imagine doing this in a paper game. Just talking unbelievable shit. Acting like a complete idiot. Was Magic ever that kind of game? I haven't watched, like, very much Pro Tour coverage. Just here and there. You know, the classics. Reed Duke at Richmond playing Grixis Control. The genesis of this entire channel. Dark Writ, Dark Writ, Dark Writ. No discard spell, please. Okay, cool. One unknown. I mean, you know, like, it probably is not a discard spell, so... I think it's Beseech the Mirror. It is. So the problem is if I don't force this, they could just empty the Warrens and win. Even though it is tempting to try and get more cards out of their hand. We just got to do this right now. Okay, one card over there. Pondering into Meltdown will really send them back to the Stone Age. I don't mind the land. That's too many. Shuffle. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Okay, so I'll Surveil. In an emergency, I'll Cling to Dust. I don't need to do it right now because if they draw Bowmasters, that would mean they're also giving up on making a construct. So that's kind of cool. So what? They're not going to Pithing Needle. They're just not going to do it. And I'll just, what, be losing out on one Surveil if they do? What are they going to get? Color me intrigued. I've played against this deck a lot, but it's been iterated on expressively and endlessly, so... Okay, it's Mox Opal. Just more collateral for my meltdown, if I ever find it. They probably want to make a construct right now, which would tip their hand and make me happy. Seeing as they don't have Metalcraft, that means they probably did not draw a land, I'm guessing. Okay, they drew Chromox. They put Song Creation under that. That is definitely one of their big storm outs taken care of, but also a Mox that taps for 3 colors. Can't feel that bad. Alright, can I melt this down? Meltdown? Yeah, that's what I'm frickin' talking about, everybody. Okay, I guess I'll start working on Besiege, because that's kind of like the line I'm worried about now. Okay, well, that's too many lands. I can melt down for 0 here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm making my opponent cry. I had to do it. I had to do it. Alright, if I fetch, it does make my draws marginally better. Not to mention, 2 Brainstorms already gone, so... There's no way this deck plays Pithing Needle. Now I'm looking for Murktide Regent. I just need to end the game. They might get Chrome Mox here, just to have some kind of mana to operate on. But if they didn't draw anything they can imprint in their hand, obviously they won't do that. Lotus Petal, okay. I mean, if they cast Bowmasters here, okay, they don't. Like, that could feasibly win the game, like, if we just brick. But we've gotten a lot of lands out of our deck, so I feel like hopefully our brickage is using up on us a little bit. I'm going to take LED. I'll exile a... Shoot. I guess Thoughtseize, yeah. A little late for that. Force of Will. Some good insurance. But I do want to, like, win the game. Conspiracy. I'm sorry, opponent. I should be able to win the game from here, but instead we're just kind of going round and round. Agadim not bolted in. I just got to draw a card here. Like, it's not going to last forever. So what? Do I take Mox Opal now? Probably. Well, I don't know. If they're going off with Gaia's Will, sometimes getting them on mana can make a world of difference. Let's see here. Yeah, I guess I'm just keeping Force of Will around. Okay, there's Opposition Agent. That's pretty good. And Fluster. More likely to be a blue card to pitch. Opposition Agent gives us that. Well, actually, they don't really have any mana, so Fluster Storm, pretty good here. Opposition Agent giving us that sweet, sweet 6-turn clock. Let's get to going. Brainstorm. Okay, they're good. They don't think 6 draws will do it. I mean, I also had a pretty reactive hand, so probably going to get over the line. Don't really see any reason to change things up. I wish I could have, like, seen a little more of the deck. Also, if they have Song Creation, are they going to have... also Shieldred as just like a big 4-drop bomb that clunks up their wheels. I don't know. I mean, Fatal Push for constructs keeping you alive. It's probably just better than some of this stuff. Hydroblast is untenable. Murktide and Jace are like too slow. Bolt just might be really bad though. Okay. We do want a lot of blue cards. And Murktide might be a 2-drop. And it might get like supercharged by Echo of Aeons. Force Thoughtseize keep. They're keeping 7 too. Okay. If you say so. Yep. 5 cards left. So if they have like Petal, Ritual, Bowmasters, Diamond, Echo, I salute you. But they're tanking on this. If they could fire right now, they'd definitely just take like Force of Will and get to going. However, yeah, I think, okay, they take Thoughtseize. I think we might be somewhat safe, maybe. I mean, that's a very relative term against this deck. Strix, okay. Well, that can give us a pitch if we think Brazen Borrower would be better to like bounce a construct. It doesn't really make sense though, because Strix will check a construct while also drawing us a card. Cabal Therapy, sure. I wonder if they'll name Kolaghan's Command. Just create a plan that... Oh, they take Brazen Barber. Okay. Well, I do have another blue card. If their goal was to kind of like get around stuff. Bowmasters, that's a force. A force and a half. That's a lot of free Cabal Therapy value. 2 cards left over there. I have Kolaghan's Command, but that's really about it. And that also means I can't really Surveil, because if I don't just miss on red mana, we'll be in trouble. Oh my god. What a draw. Yeah, okay. I think put back Lorien and Underground Sea. Well, no. That's not good. Because I think I'm trying to get a Force of Will here. Putting back 2 lands feels really greedy, but I guess in an emergency I can Island Cycle. And since when did Ponder like not find a land, you know? Okay. These are all good. Certainly more likely to cast Thoughtseize over Narset next turn. But even more likely than that, I think I want Kolaghan's Command. Okay, they have another Saga. It's a little rough. Do they want to Therapy me? Knowing that I just brainstormed and pondered. See if they hit. They do. Okay, I'm not feeling as good anymore. Okay, I'll take Beseech here. Wouldn't be all that opposed to a new hand. I am curious if they're going to get a diamond and spin. They might. Yeah, there's the diamond. No, maybe Narset would have been better. It's kind of hard to say. Then they could have just went for boots, though. It's also damage not coming at me. Yeah, opponent is tanking, as indicated by the chat they just sent. I don't blame them. It's a tough calculation. Like, do you really want to give me a new 7? Post side, you could get a 7, blow out with an incredible board, and then I just melt down. This dude's crazy. Hit me. Alright. Can't do anything right now, but... Dark Ritual. Do I just force that? Probably. Do I? I don't know. I mean, yeah, if they cast a discard spell after this, it would be pretty bad. But it could also be bait. They have not played a land yet. Alright. They have the duress. Okay, well that doesn't hit opposition agent. I'm gonna really regret not forcing that Dark Ritual. Really gonna regret that. Maybe they'll take Lorien Revealed. If they don't want me to double spell. And yeah, they're tanking. It seemed like they just want to take Force of Will. They do. Well, what is next? A Lotus Petal. A Mox Opal. Entomb. Going again? We're going again. Okay. And no force? I liked the other hand. This one's not awful. It's just not that great. Okay, they're passing. Oh. What do I do? Hopefully draw Meltdown. Fatal Push, not bad. So what? I think I play Narset and then Fatal Push something. What if Narset delivers me a Meltdown? Yeah, so I guess Badlands is just the de facto holdup anyways, so... We'll do that. No luck, not even a Force of Will. Alright, I mean... We'll see what this Fatal Push can do. They've also already echoed twice, so... Really not anything crazy this Narset is doing, I don't think. Hopefully they just transition onto Construct Beatdown. If they spend all their mana doing that next turn, I feel like might actually have a shot. Entomb. Yes. Gonna get a bad card out of your deck? No, they want another Echo. Well, that's really interesting. They must be getting ready. Those aren't boots, dude. Those aren't boots. Those ain't boots. I think we might be okay. Maybe. They might have boots in hand. But then, like, they're going to use diamond to equip it. Unless they have another land. They might be playing around Bolt, but not Fatal Push. Well, check out this flip. Veil Summer? No. I mean, if they play Bowmasters and Echo just for the giant, like, nuke, there's a chance that my new 7 could make it happen. But also they just, like, completely lose to Force of Will. I don't know how desperate they're feeling, if at all. Black in the pool. What's going on here? Dark Ritual. Okay. Is this Beseech the Mirror? Yeah, that's pretty good. Shoot. They might just have the back door here with Guy's Will. This line would have been soft to Force of Will. We haven't exiled any of them. Now they're going to Beseech Chain. Okay. I mean, yeah, they can do that. Oh, empty the Warrens. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good too. I wonder if Bowmasters can keep up with this at all. Probably not, but we're going to try. Opposition Agent. That can indefinitely block some goblins, okay. K-Command versus Meltdown. Probably just want Meltdown. Although I don't really have any mana to pull this off either. Yeah, I think I want K-Command. And I need to start making more land drops too. Cool. Maybe not that many though. But can I even afford to like take damage? Probably not. Don't like our odds here. I really don't. That Vault of Whispers. Also annoying. Thought sees me. Yeah, we can't afford to lose any Bowmasters, so start firing those in. Certainly miss Plague Engineer. Miss a lot of cards. Snapcaster Mage. Sometimes you wish you had a Zurin Orb in this deck. Stay alive by any means necessary, you know. All that good stuff. I'll let me. So if I block 3 goblins, I go to 8. And I still have a blocker. And I K-Command back a Bowmasters while destroying the construct. Pretty close to stable. Kind of. I mean, it's very relatively speaking. I also want to cast Opposition Agent so they can't tutor. But maybe tutoring is just not that big a deal right now. Entomb for therapy. That's pretty good. Are they going to take my K-Command? Yeah. Alright. Time for a big Murktide. But they might be able to just like overrun me. I guess I should hold up Spell Pierce too. And they might want to just chuck their hand here to make a construct. Help out in that, the said overrunning. And I have to draw a land next turn. Yeah. I really hope they didn't draw an artifact. Oh, right, duh. They can even just make another one. Take a pedal, I guess. Yeah, that Entomb, I think, won it for them. Being able to Entomb Cabal Therapy and then getting rid of my Kolaghan's command. Really screwed things up. So definitely blocking there. And then I guess I could double block. Go to 4. That would make that construct a 2. But I just already know what I'm drawing. So yeah, they'll just have exactly enough to get across the line here. So I guess with that in mind, I just want to keep as many blockers as I can get and go to 2. Then they'll have 4 attackers, but one of them will be 1 power. I wanted to use that fetch land, but unfortunately I can't. I really wanted to surveil, but unfortunately I can't. Alright, please don't draw an artifact. I'm begging you. Please don't draw an artifact. Or Bowmasters. But I think if they swing out, I block Construct with Opposition Agent Trade, block with Murktide to eat. I go to 1. Okay, they're not attacking. Could really use a good draw here, please. Great. Send it back. Okay. I really don't want to brick again, please. I am begging you. Don't make me brick again. No! This is some cruel joke. I mean, they appear to be bricking as well. But yeah, don't make me brick again, come on. This is like insane. Okay, they're attacking. Did they draw Bowmasters? I'm gonna block the way I said I was going to. Go to 1. They had the Bowmasters? Oh my god. Wait, what? They timed out? I didn't even notice the clock was that low. They're not gonna let me send a consoling message. I mean, come on. Like, I kind of deserved that win. I kind of deserved that win for that amazing play around Empty the Warrens and drawing like all these bricks in a row. Like, I think in most universes I could have like slammed the door, but I don't know. Also, they don't need to know that I had 3 lands in hand. I could have had like Cling to Dust and all this other stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna reveal my hand. But if you're watching this later, yeah, Brick City. That was insane. I guess we're on to match 3 now. Welcome back, folks. Match number 3. Opponent chooses to play first, and we have a pretty good hand, I think. It's not bad. It's got a lot of play to it. We can have all 3 colors of basics if we really want. And I think we do really want. Basic Island over there. Ponder. It's good. We'll see how effective Spellbomb is against this version of Basic Island Ponder. It's usually pretty good. If they're doing Uro, if they're Riscaminator. I think Thoughtseize is more impactful though, against the wider field. Oh, we're up against High Tide. So Spellbomb, not that impactful. Edict, not impactful either. Narset is good. I think I'll just take High Tide. That's usually, I mean, they can't do anything until they're High Tiding, so easy High Tide there. But yeah, I'll definitely be pondering for like Force of Will or something. I assume they're going to Merchant Scroll for a High Tide. Maybe that's next turn, though. Bottom. Yeah, looking for that High Tide. And then I think Fae of Wishes is like the payoff. So that could have also been a consideration. Okay, new plan. We're definitely going to cast Orcish Bowmasters. They have a hard time comboing through that card. Because they want to like really go off, cast a bunch of Lorien Revealeds through Mind's Desire and stuff like that. So we should be looking pretty good. However, if we don't draw a land next turn, then we'll just ponder. Merchant Scroll. Resolves. Like if they get Flusterstorm here, we're just kind of operating outside of that. But I'm assuming they're going to get High Tide, being the namesake of the deck and all. They have two unknowns. They could have a force. They could have a payoff like Mind's Desire. Could be another High Tide. Could be a cantrip. Presumably a land. If they don't have a land, though, then we should pull pretty far ahead. Yeah, they got Brainstorm in their passing. So if they don't force this Bowmasters, they might have some issues. Okay, they don't force it. Resolved quite quickly. However, I'm really hoping to hit a land here. No dice. Okay. I want to get rid of this Edict. It's not going to do much. I mean, Fae of Wishes blocks Bowmasters all day. I should Thoughtseize before I ponder. That was a really good draw, by the way. Kind of an amazing draw. Okay. Well, tough hand to Thoughtseize, that's for sure. I guess I just take Merchant Scroll, as bad as that feels, because I want to, like, you know, make them jump through hoops for their High Tides. But taking Fae of Wishes, I could take Fae of Wishes. Granted, it is pretty expensive. But yeah, just dropping a 1/4 in there. Yeah, I think I will take a Fae. You can tell me if that's insane, but I think it's pretty good. Now, if I can find Force of Will, I don't. I mean, I think Murktide Regent is just fine. We can really end the game quickly. Even though I want to cast Narset next turn. There's also no lands in here. They're not doing much. I mean, they could feasibly win next turn. A Brainstorm can really change things for a person, you know? I think in a lot of worlds, this is likely a shuffle. Let's see, 7/7 Murktide Regent. We could end the game before they even make 2 more land drops. Or no, before they make a 3rd land drop. And a lot of things would have to line up. So yeah, let's do that. If they have to brainstorm into this Bowmasters, they do. I think I'm still more interested in playing Narset next turn then, because then maybe Murktide can just end it in 1 hit. I feel like the clock will be the same since they're giving me this 5 power on board now. Okay, they hit on land. So yeah, definitely interested in Narset next turn. Their hand could be entirely different now. I'm guessing they got rid of maybe one of the turnabouts, but I'm not entirely sure. Put them to 9 here. I mean, I don't know. Murktide could just end the game next turn. Don't they kind of need a little more action to get going here? Not really, though. They could untap, play High Tide, turnabout. Yeah, it's too dangerous. I feel like it's fairly likely to find a force. We're a quarter through our deck right now. Yeah, they do have to force that. Pitching a turnabout. So there's max one of those floating around right now. But maybe they would have just forced Murktide as well. I'm not sure. Well, hope we're not dead. Yeah, they could High Tide, Turnabout, Mind's Desire, 3 copies. And that could really take them anywhere, you know? Or, you know, flip 3 islands, or like some counter magic. It's not very applicable. Yep, here we go. That would also be a god tier brainstorm, though, so I would be impressed. If it's Time Spiral, they would be almost dead. Yeah, it's exactly like I said. That's wild. Well, gotta hope they don't hit here. They hit another Mind's Desire. Great. Are you kidding me right now? Christ. And they're putting it back in the deck. The way this is worded, you can't like set up your deck in a way that lets you use it to go off. Like you'll shuffle and then start flipping. All right, how good can these possibly be? Well, they hit turnabout, so there's their mana. They might just win with that. Ponder. Island. And Merchant Scroll. Yep, I'm scared. You can only draw 7 more cards, though, so... Only 7. I can't believe they hit 2 Mind's Desires. Impressive. Grab another High Tide. Yep. Wonder what their last card is. Probably Fey Wishes. Ponder. Shuffle. Presumably now they can't cast Time Spiral. Not sure how much that will matter. They're about to Mind's Desire for 9 copies, at least. Brainstorm. I'm guessing that's what they drew off their Ponder. Trust down. Now they're safe. They really have to whiff off this Mind's Desire. I'm not counting on it. Time Spiral. Bay of Wishes. Misty Rainforest. Lorien Revealed. Blue Sun's Zenith. Okay, we're dead. Wow. I'm shocked. They might go for Brain Freeze here. Jace Wielder. Also a win con. Yeah, and they can just get rid of the rest of their deck. Probably looks like what I imagine it will, but I'm just gonna take a look at it anyways. Oh, it's not their whole deck. Well, it's close enough. Castle revealed. And they did need the dress down to thread that too. Only 2 red blasts. Okay, opposition agent. Thoughtseize. Flusterstorm. Narset. Nimble Obstructionist. All good. Kolaghan's Command, not the greatest. Didn't see any Sapphire medallions, but even if they did, not the best for the job. Lightning Bolt, not really the right matchup either. Cling to Dust has some weird utility here. And then Edict's out. Staring at that card in my hand was rough. Can probably cut Fable the Mirrorbreaker too. Oh no, I think Spellbomb probably more likely a cut. Although, yeah, I mean, they don't need to endlessly cycle or recycle their deck with Time Spiral to win, as you just saw. Let's see. What do I want the most out of these? I guess Lightning Bolt maybe would have won it there. I don't think so, but it might have. I'll take a Surgical, whatever. The old Thoughtseize, your High Tides, Surgical at your High Tides is a funny line. Even though they do have Granted, like, still more hoops they have to jump through for their High Tide. Mind's Desire, flipping 2 Mind's Desires. That was incredible. It's not always clear how these decks are going to side against you. They might have, like, Defense Grid. Though, if they're playing a card like Fae of Wishes, their board might be more of a wish board. This hand is good. Pyroblast is our best card, clearly. Kind of by a long shot. If they cantrip, I'm not going to Pyroblast that, though. I'm just going to cycle my Cling to Dust. And then the deck without discard spells, and also has Storm cards, has a hard time beating Nimble Obstructionist for sure. I guess I'm going to Cling my Bloodstained Mire then. Just trying to cantrip, you know. Thoughtseize, nice. Island. It's coming together. This deck doesn't go off on turn 2. At least I don't think. That's fine. Might have been what I'd take anyways. Because that is a difficult card to beat on its face. There's some question to also if like Snap Thoughtseize becomes a better line. Because then I have onboard pressure, which is important, of course. Yeah, with the advent of Force of Will, I'm pretty happy to do this. Okay. Yeah, I think we just take High Tide. And not doing too much. If anything. They just want to hit lands here. And they do, to their credit. Ooh. Opponent is crushing today. We could nimble it. That'd be pretty funny. But I almost want to just cast Nimble Obstructionist for the 5, or yeah, the 5 power on board. Damn, they just keep hitting those land drops. That is lucky. I try to stay away from that word, but it is what it is. That's how I would describe it. Play Ponder. Probably won't need that Lightning Bolt. And I probably should have put Brainstorm in my hand, because it's a better pitch to force. But I have a feeling we'll be picking it up with this Nimble. Yeah, I don't want them hitting 6 mana, obviously. But also pyroblasting a time spiral is just like busted. I wouldn't have made that play if I didn't have onboard pressure. Brainstorm. Sure. Yeah, this hand needs fixing. There might have even been some consideration to force that brainstorm. Like, I assume now Blue Suns and the backup time spiral's not in their hand. Well, they're doing something. Ah, Sanctuary. Getting back, what? High Tide? That makes sense. So they're going to draw High Tide next turn and likely attempt to go off. Oh, that's right. We're drawing Lightning Bolt. Not so great. Move some cards around here. Yeah, everyone is. So I think Bolt and actually Delta. So I can have Force Blue card, Flusterstorm, Force of Will. Yeah. Got to educate people about Nimble Obstructionist. Oh yeah, that would make it good. High Tide. Pyroblast. Force of Will, huh? So how dangerous is it to let this resolve? Probably pretty dangerous because Flusterstorm gets a lot worse once they can start putting a lot of mana into it. However, if they have to spend all their mana casting Mind's Desire, then yeah, it's probably not that big a deal? Question mark? I don't know. Ugh. That was probably not smart. But also Force of Will just beats Time Spiral. Yep. I wouldn't have done this if they could cast something else. I mean, if they had mana, I mean. Now we can grind with Cling to Dust, which is pretty sweet. Given that their go-off turn requires them to cast something that will turn my island into a double island, Pondering is also very free here. I'll be sure to fetch an island here. And I guess I could use a little more black mana. Yeah, I'll shut the door on this, huh? So that's 7/7. That's exacties. That's probably good, right? The other cards in my graveyard are good. Alrighty. This seems like the right configuration. And yes, it was cool that we had Flusterstorm in that spot, but I definitely would not have let the High Tide resolve if I didn't have Flusterstorm, because I know my Desire completely makes counter spells bad. Unless you happen to counter the right flip. But yeah, let's be honest. It's a bit of a gamble. Yeah, that Lightning Bolt was so rough to look at. Like, do I just want a better card instead? I don't know if like three was the difference in game one, but I don't think they would have went to 3 if I'd like read up. Careful player. So I guess I'll take Fable or Kolaghan's Command. I don't know. Fable's not much of a clock until like chapter 3, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go like that. If they win with Laboratory Maniac, I'll rethink this matchup the next time I run into it. Island Ponder Keep. We also have a Spell Pierce. That's pretty sweet. Spell Pierce, Nimble Obstructionist. There's a lot to like about this hand. Grafdigger's Cage. Sure. Hand's currently not concerned with that card. Force of Will was an amazing draw. We really just need Ponder to show us some lands and we'll be set. It does not, so we're kind of in trouble. Yeah, I mean, another Force is nice, but man, Ponder kind of let us down there. But treating that Grafdigger's Cage like a mulligan is nice. We really just need one more land too, because then we can cast Bowmasters, Baleful Strix. Just one more land, please. I'm begging you. Oh god. Well, Brainstorm. Jesus Christ. Why did they do this to me, man? I don't think that keep was that bad, honestly. I really don't think it was. Did not seem like a bad keep to me. Well, they're not doing anything either. Thought sees you. Sure. Rough stuff. What a strange game. Alright, my next card's going to be a land. I have a good feeling. Dress down. Yeah, that's fine. If they pivot into Dreadnought, that'd be wild. Brainstorm. I'll Spell Pierce that in the interest of not going to discard. Or if they fight over this, though, that's pretty good for me. I mean, maybe they'll get Brainstorm locked. Okay, it doesn't resolve. Still just chilling. All right, how about it? Hit me. Land. It's got to be. Oh my god. It's not a bad draw or anything. I guess in the absence of land, which is pretty wild because I didn't even crack a fetch. Next turn I'll be a quarter into my deck, and both of my cantrips have only turned up one land. It's pretty crazy. This is like a little miracle everyone's witnessing. It does not happen in the wild. Oh my god. Okay. Now we got this, I'm pretty sure. Especially once we start bowmastering. Oh, magic land number 3. Pressure. Okay, it's not bad. It's going to be okay. Especially if we had another land. We do. Okay, I could play Strix here. I don't know. Obstructionist is just such an ace in the hole, you know? They don't have any discard. Brainstorm's good. I don't want to fight over that one. Hmm. Yeah, it feels weirdly necessary to actually play this on 3-1 mode. If I'm not dealing damage, like, well, I guess I could just control them. Like, I'll win eventually. Especially drawing cards like that. Going down on Flusterstorm, it's a little scary. But having 2 forces is, like, pretty damn good. Yep, deck hates me today. Wow. Stumble on land forever, miss Narset activation. What are you going to do? Keep playing, I guess. Hopefully the static hate of Narset is just good enough. Force that. Yep. I mean, the good news is that even if they have another Flusterstorm, they might have a hard time getting off the ground with just 1 mana. Okay. Prevented from the storm from happening. It's good. Draw Bowmasters, also good. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. I could just extract High Tide. Kind of want to see what's going on, too. Know what I need to fight. It's a scary hand. Like, once they get to 6 mana, they can just, like, turn about, and desire. I could have stifled that, for the record. Let's get to going. A lot of their cards are turned off now that Narset's on the field, and now we're hidden. Deck doesn't hate me. We're just fortunate that our opponent also stumbled, keeping it fair. Well, now that I have a red blast, maybe I do want 3-turn clock. Probably. Brainstorm's also good. Yeah, I feel like first they need to find a way to get their high tides back in the mix, and then they can try and go off. Seven cards in hand. It's a lot. But yeah, they haven't made a land drop yet either, so they would need to make a land drop this turn and the following turn to do that turnabout line I was talking about. Oh, they're casting Fae of Wishes. Yeah, that card blocks really well. Okay, hold on. Brainstorm. Inconclusive. I mean, I could go to my turn, dig a little bit more, and then decide if I need to red blast that. They can also discard 2 cards and return it to their hand. So yeah, maybe that doesn't even work. Maybe they just successfully held off the aggression. Well, that would mean I should just probably answer it on the stack right now. But going shields down doesn't feel great, but I mean, I think I need to shut the door. They've got 2 unknowns. If they fluster, I can't fluster back because they have open mana. Yeah, they do have force. Exiling a time spiral makes sense. All right. Things just got a little weird. I feel like we have enough checks still in place, but I was really hoping that would work. So there's a Lorient revealed on top. Sure. I don't mind Thoughtseize or Cling to Dust. Let's extract Dress Down, I suppose. I'm thinking right now. I'll just get Basic Island, right? Yeah. If I need to fluster. Snap. Card's also good with High Tide. I think it's pretty clearly Mind's Desire here, even though they can turn about and buy even more time. But like, what are their win cons looking like right now? It's like, it's a few turns out because they need to hit lands first. But like, taking turnabout doesn't really seem impactful. Taking snap doesn't seem impactful. That could have been wrong, though. Can they really afford to attack either? I mean, maybe if they want to discard 2 cards and play it again to put it on blocking duty. The fact that they do have a profitable attack on Narset, though, I don't like it. Okay. Works for me. Bin it. Okay. Can't grind with Cling to Dust either, unfortunately, because of the Grafdigger's Cage. So yeah, it feels weirdly precarious right now. Like, at what point do they bounce Fate of their hands, try and grab a High Tide, and try to go off? I have a lot of questions. Ponder's good. Now I can attack with my army, I guess. They just bounce off each other. Oh, wait, yeah, they don't draw a card. Forgot. They don't shuffle, though. It's pretty scary. Because I'm feeling like they'd need something pretty specific to get out of this situation. And they pretty clearly, I don't think, wanted to give me that Orcish Bowmaster's trigger. Or else they would have... Because they're taking on this attack, too. I think if they wanted to attack Narset off the field, they would have done that before casting Ponder. Okay, they're holding back. Pass it back. This happened last match, too. Just like got into this weird board stall against a Storm deck and had the opportunity to crack it open. I think I even had a Narset on the field, but just like had 3 lands in a row on top of my deck. I even surveilled one away. So maybe I should just be rage fetching because our top deck is like paramount right now. Yeah, I mean, it's completely on rate. We're not flooding. That's if I crack this, that'd be 9 lands. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So there'd be 10 left after that. So with that in mind, I think I really do want to fetch. Still sending it back, though. God, I'm curious. What's in your hand? Snapcaster Mage. Well, more power. Maybe more Storm for Flusterstorm. There are good things about it. But that Grafdigger's Cage finally... Well, it's actually doing quite a bit of work right now. Like, Cling to Dust probably could have drawn me to something important by now. Merchant Scroll, sure. What's that going to get? I still need to find a way to get these High Tides back in the mix. Turnabout. It's a lot of turnabouts. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, I cited that in. I thought I only had one. Oh my god. I've ruined everything. I feel like a regular Adam Conover right now. Shit. So, what does that mean? I should not have casted that Snapcaster Mage, clearly. I think that means I swing out. Not with Bowmasters, just with these two. Although, if they don't block... No, I don't have any reach in my yard. Yeah, send these two in. Blocking the Obstructionist, sure. Destroy Artifact and deal 2 to that? Or should I pick up the Obstructionist and deal 2 to that? Yeah, that sounds better, I think. I don't really see the need to destroy the cage at this point. I don't know, though. The Cling Grind is pretty nice. I do like the Cling Grind. But no, I think this is better. I really do. Maybe if I still had the Snapcaster Mage in hand before I just tossed it. Yeah, the game really bled together, didn't it? Snap. So what if I fluster that? Then I'm just shields down. I guess this more or less accomplishes the same thing, right? Well, not really, but it does enough. So their hand is 3 turnabouts, Fae of Wishes, and a mystery card. That's 6. That's 6 mana. So now they can do their big play. Not if the first turnabout doesn't resolve, though. Like if they wish for High Tide, cast High Tide, and then turnabout. They got Jace Wielder. That's interesting. I know I'm holding this Obstructionist. I guess that doesn't matter, though, because that's a static. Yeah. All right. Flashing in this Obstructionist doesn't seem that relevant, right? Because I have no lightning bolts? Correct. Jace. A good card to be sure. Force of Will. Exiling what? A turnabout? Okay. Sells the mystery card. They just have Jace turnabout. Okay. Now they're at 6. So I think I can just overrun them. They block probably Bowmaster, or no, probably Snapcaster Mage, go to 4. No, this doesn't work. Doesn't work yet. Are they gonna mill me? Do you mean to mill me? They do mean to mill me. Because, yeah, they can't draw. Oppo. Yeah, I think we just gotta try and overrun them. Can throw in 2 3-power attackers, and I think win next turn. It'd be great if they tapped out, because, like, I need to try and counter a turnabout as well. Merchant Scroll, that's funny. Surprise! You probably weren't expecting this card. I would love a Brainstorm, I think. Or should I just take Fluster? Yeah, probably Flusterstorm, right? We have one Mind's Desire. Another Fae of Wishes, that would be a problem, honestly. Blue Sun Zenith? I mean, if they're going to try and mill me out, like, seems kind of dangerous. Yeah. Just give me a face-up Fluster. Oh, now they're targeting themselves. Yeah. All right. Attack! Wild. That game got way weirder than I thought it would because of the 1/4 body on this and my stubbornness in sideboarding against this deck. But yeah, I should have really thought about Fae of Wishes as a creature more. And also, Grafdigger's Cage did a lot of work too. I definitely discounted that card and didn't respect it enough, but we still got there in the end. All right, 3-0. Feeling really great. I'll be back for match number 4. All right, here we go. Match number 4 with a pretty solid hand here. On the play, I will keep Force of Will nice in game 1. Now this can't get basic island, so first instinct would be to play Underground Sea and Ponder. However, that could open us up to Wasteland, and if we have to commit to pitching Murktide Regent with Force of Will, that might not be great either. So we can probably expect to get us deep into the deck with like cantripping off Cling to Dust, if that's something we want to do. And maybe we'll Ponder next turn if it looks like we need to search for something specific. But yeah, we'll see. It's good to know what you're up against before you ponder. Secluded Delta. And Unmask. Okay, so it looks like OG Reanimator. Well, we have a pretty good hand for that. Cling to Dust. Very good against that deck. Unless they have like Exhume and are able to get multiple monsters in the yard. So, see what happens here. They take Force. That's interesting. Can they overpower Cling? Maybe they're not as concerned with that. I'm going to Surveil here. Spell Pierce is good. Just going to pass. Just going to pass. And then Murktide Regent is also pretty good at winning after kind of stop their shenanigans. Basic Swamp. They have the Entomb. I'm going to let that happen since we have Cling to Dust. Grizzlebrand. Grizzlebrand is strong. They do have Exhume. I mean, I'll Cling Grizzlebrand. Alright, we blanked Exhume. That's pretty good. Down to 3 cards over there. Lightning Bolt. Let's Ponder. I'll take the land, I think, and then Snapcaster Mage next turn is pretty good. They're going to pass. So let's see, there's Brazen Borrower after that. Also not a bad pickup. A flash threat is more attractive than one without here. Another Entomb. This one I'm more inclined to Spell Pierce. At the same time, it would be nice to get them to use their cards. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough spot. But generally, when I have a card like Cling to Dust in the mix, it's much better to get them to extend more into it. Grief. Okay, well I can't Spell Pierce that, so yeah, the line here is certainly float Snapcaster Mage into play. Target Cling to Dust. They'll probably take Spell Pierce here, unless they're worried about Murktide Regent. They are. And now we don't have to use Cling, which is pretty nice. Do we want to anyways? I don't know. If they go land reanimate next turn, obviously that's not great. If I draw a land, that would mean I have to shuffle. It's all kind of tough. Should probably just cling this Grizzlebrand though. I wish I knew if I was drawing a land or not. But that would be cheating. No shallow grave. We do hit the land. That's too bad. I'm going to sandbag it for one turn. Okay, I think they fell a little behind there. Because I think the game was still very winnable for Reanimator. Spell Bomb, Opposition Agent, Surgical Extraction, of course. Flusterstorm. Narset is not bad. We'll see if there's enough stuff to take out here. A lot of these decks run Douthy Voidwalker now, so Lightning Bolt is a little stranger to side out. We can side out Jace, and also, what else? I think 2 Thoughtseize on the draw is fine. Also, since our curve dramatically dips here, I usually side out the basic mountain. And yeah, I think we can roll out without a few lightning bolts. Recalibrate for game 3 if necessary. Yeah, I think this is okay. You don't want too many Thoughtseizes because sometimes you'll like use your entire hand to fight off the first wave there, and then if you just top deck Thoughtseizes from that point, it's pretty rough. I like Nimble Obstructionist in the matchup a lot, actually. Maybe cut one of these Murktides. Or I suppose having Murktide is better than Baleful Strix. Well, it's not always true, though. Baleful Strix can, like, check a Grizzlebrand. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, hand is pretty good. The only card I'm not wild about is Shieldred's Edict. And we do need to survive a first wave if they have discard and reanimate on the first turn, but that's harder to do with 6 cards. But I feel like if we make it to our turn, we'll be in fairly good shape. They gotta play. It is a dark ritual. Should probably just force that. If their last cards are like Thoughtseize and Tomb Reanimate, that would be bad, obviously. Pedal. And a pass. Okay, so maybe they didn't have a discard spell. And I just messed up. That was our best draw, I think. Best draw by far. Any kind of free interaction is good, but force obviously wouldn't be that great because we're missing a blue card to pitch to it. Faithless Looting, sure. Okay, they got an Archon in the yard, and they also discarded Unmask, so... I suppose I let this resolve, since I have 2 layers of protection up. I'm taking Cling. That's an interesting choice. Usually they'd take Surgical over Cling. Opposition Agent. I don't need land number 3. Not for a while, I don't think. Although getting the escape on Cling to Dust is obviously super powerful. But yeah, if I'm able to... Ooh, Douthy Voidwalker? Sure. I have an edict for that. which they do know about. Murktide Regent also good. Dalthy cramps that a bit though. I'm going to take a hit for 3 here unless they thought seize me. Because if I can snipe and entomb, that'd be pretty sweet. But I'm not going to pass in my turn with this Dalthy Voidwalker around. This could go wrong if they have Bowmasters, though. Oh, they have another Voidwalker. That's pretty good. I suppose it's time to race. Narset. Narset's good. But yeah, I think it's just time to race. Notably, Edict is not entering the void. Got a 3-turn clock to their 6. They got a looting, that's fine. They'll be down to 1 card in hand, and then we'll kind of want to dodge Exhume if they're able to put another monster in the yard. And I should have pointed out earlier with the first Faithless looting. Yeah, Shallow Grave. Since they ordered, since they had the option of ordering their graveyard, I was pretty cavalier about. Oh, nice, they're gonna sneak this in. I was pretty cavalier about Shallow Grave last game, but it's confirmed they do have it. So yeah, now we're just trying to dodge Exhume for sure. Okay, never mind, we're good. Our draws have been pretty exceptional. So with a Spellbomb resolved, we just kind of have to ask ourselves what cards would beat us at this point. Another Voidwalker would not flip the race. So yeah, I think I'd just rather hold it up. Well, there it is. Scary stuff. Force of Will, I think, is our best draw here. Brainstorm also not bad. We'll use that in case of emergency. They drew Petal. I think that wraps it up. Unless there's some insane card they can cast from their graveyard. Oh, opponent says JK, lol, GG. GG's. If I may return the sentiment here. They might not let me. I don't know what's up with that bug. Well, anyways. Trophy match. It got really late over here though, so I think I'm going to get some rest and really try and give this trophy everything I got in the morning. So stay tuned for that. All right, who's ready, folks? We got a trophy match. It's morning, kind of. And I feel definitely more equipped to take on a match where I shouldn't make any mistakes than I did last night. I was getting pretty tired. We've lost the die roll, which can be okay for Grixis Control. We don't mind that extra card, but also we could just lose, so we'll see. It's a 60 card deck, so already I know I don't have to be at inherent disadvantage to Yorion value, which makes me feel pretty good. His hand seems perfectly fine to keep against a mulligan. Got a Force of Will, Bowmasters, Lightning Bolt. It's generically powerful stuff. A little soft to waste land here, but also not without ways to find more land. Man, the text. They did an update this morning too, which is why I said it's kind of morning. Like, when I first logged on, I wasn't able to play. Mox Diamond. Okay, so we're up against lands. Dried Arbor's a little strange, though, as is Flagstones. They have a Sylvan Safekeeper. I'm going to let that resolve. Even though it is kind of free for them to sacrifice Flagstones to keep that card around, Orcish Bowmasters will really stretch that card's usefulness. Murktide Regent. I will bin that one. If I really want it, I can pick it up with K-Command. Elvish Reclaimer. This card is strong. There was an argument to use Force of Will on that. Land was a really great draw. Okay, so given that they didn't play a land last turn, I wonder if they'll be willing to even sacrifice that Flagstones to save their Safekeeper. This will take some getting used to. Okay, they elect to keep it around. Kind of a little short on resources there. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. Okay, they miss on land. That's pretty good for us. Baleful Strix. I like it. Pretty inclined to attack here. But also there's no way they save that Safekeeper any longer. So I could ponder and try and get set up. Cling to Death's actually pretty good. If I need to bolt this Reclaimer. Which I might be able to do right now. Okay, they don't have a land to sacrifice right now, so yeah, let's get to going on this. Worst case scenario there would have been Spirit Guide, Quick Reflexes. That would have been rough. Okay, they have another Flagstone, so it's another free Shroud. Echoing Deeps for Savannah or Dried Arbor? Savannah. That makes sense. Bowmasters. That's a little annoying, but I don't think it's like really part of the plan I want to fight. I am drawing a Brainstorm though, and I have a Strix in hand. Feels like it's time to race. Ooh, Fable the Mirrorbreaker. That one's good too. But yeah, I feel like Murktide Regent. Just going to town. Sounds pretty good. Could put back Strix. I wonder if it's even really worth going after Safekeeper any longer. I think this is the last turn to do it. Like, they'll sacrifice their Flagstones maybe, and then kind of be held up after that. I don't think I need the Spell Bomb though. So yeah, I think I'll raise dead Murktide, deal 2 to Safekeeper, see what they want to do about that. Or I could destroy Mox Diamond, gate them on mana, because I'm probably not going to be able to gate them any other way. I'll attack. Okay, no trade. predictable. I don't want to get wasted off double blue here. Or I could deal 2 damage to them and have Murktide. Yeah, actually, let's just control them a little more, I think. If they don't waste land, we can double spell next turn, Strix and Murktide. Or if we draw a land, maybe Fable Murktide's even better. Seems like Green Sun Zenith. What just happened? Good lord. What a mess. What is happening right now? What? I feel like I was in a pretty good position that game. Well, now I know the matchup. And I guess I'll keep this double Shieldred's Edict hand. Guess we'll just try to play, I don't know. Seems really bad though. Yep. Been that. I just want land. So Jury's Step. Probably not the land they wanted. Okay, we hit red mono. That's pretty good. Oh, man. What the heck? That was so weird. Alright, your go. Another flagstones. Alright, we'll do this. Unprovoked Bowmaster's usually pretty good for us. A black source would be nice here. Not necessary. Okay, we hit Strix. So I guess we'll just be holding up Spell Pierce and Bowmasters, and hopefully they'll still have a card to Thoughtseize away next turn. Like if they go for a big green sun here, that'd be pretty nice. I'm not counting on it. Cast Bowmasters. Crop rotation. Do they have another step? That's being stage. That's interesting. What does that mean? If they go for Merit Lage, I'll be happy to double block this army token just so I have a line to Edict here. Another crop rotation. Yes. Lage. Yes. Even if they have some crazy, like, right of consumption, I guess I'll block with Bowmasters, actually, right? Want that in my graveyard, and the army can get bigger. I have Spell Pierce for that, so gotta take a turn off of development here. Actually, I guess we don't, right? Can still Thought Seize. It's pretty sweet. Two swords. Alright. Feel reasonably ahead here. Their hand is not super impactful, but if they draw, like, a scary creature, could be in some trouble. Echoing Deeps. It's a good one. Building out that combo. My clock is not impressive either. Furthermore, they have Swords to Plowshares, so yeah, I'll just start the dig here. Jace is a good one for sure. Brainstorm. Another Thought Seize, okay. They showed me Bowmasters. I guess I'll hide Jace on top, huh? Sylvan Safekeeper. Sure. I doubt they'll want to chuck lands into that thing. Lightning Bolt. Seems pretty good, but Swords is kind of scary when Strix is your line of defense. Although Spell Pierce might line up with that if they have to... Wait, no, it won't, because they'll have 2 mana no matter what. Putting Brazen Borrower on the bottom is also pretty rough. I'll want to shuffle my library. And I mean, they'll just fire the swords in response. It's kind of the same thing, but let's try and be a little more value positive here, right? Alright, I'm pretty happy they're doing that. Draw cards. Not the greatest spread here, honestly. attacking Jace. That makes perfect sense. Alright, draw cards. That's a lot of lightning bolts. I was really hoping to hit a land. Just really, really choke the resources here. Thespian stage becomes basic island, sure. Target safekeeper. They're not willing to lose an additional land. That makes sense. Yeah, I just really want to put them in a position where they have to swords my my army here. Yep. So now we can hide behind Strix and bounce Merit Lage. Although they have shown a lot of what's it called? You know, Sajiri step. It's not super reliable. Murktide Regent should end this game pretty quickly, I think. And I guess I should also hold Spell Pierce for that reason. So I'll go like that, I think. And we should have lethal next turn. I like the cards in my deck. Yeah, I'll just hold. Spell Pierce. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Please don't restart the game. Attack. Okay. Hope we don't run any more glitches. I feel like I've already won 2 games. Okay. From the Catacombs, Opposition Agent, Fatal Push, Nimble Obstructionist. They have swords, so maybe Murktide is not that great. Nile Spellbomb is like okay. They probably also have Knight of the Reliquary, and Spellbomb ensures that we can actually answer their big creatures, which is kind of a problem for Grixis Control. Being a Lightning Bolt deck and all. Endurance will still Endurance, unfortunately. There's no preventing that. Spell Pierce is also not great. They have like Green Sun Zenith and Crop Rotation, but you saw how like quickly they develop their mana, and they do that in ways that play around Spell Pierce, like Elvish Reclaimer and all that. So can trim a Thoughtseize for sure. And then yeah, I think I'm gonna lose the Spell Pierce and roll like that. Is there anything else I'd rather have? Surgical Extraction can like rip out Dark Depths and make them play mid-range. But the problem is we don't really want them to play mid-range. We want them to play combo, because that's the half we're more equipped to answer. They're big creatures that are a little tough for us. So yeah, I think this is likely where I want to be. Having Fatal Push is wonderful. Don't often have that card. We've also yet to see Wasteland out of the deck. But they also haven't really been in a position where they could Wasteland. This hand is pretty uninspiring. But having a Lightning Bolt is pretty important. I can do better. Please, God, no. Should have kept that first hand, I guess. Well, we have an answer to Merit Lage. They're not doing anything yet. Can we just hit a land here? Nope. Well, guess there's always game 3. Or maybe this will bug out and we'll get another chance. Still pretty dodgy. Well, this is something that could help us catch up. Veil of Summer? Yeah, I'm not going to force. Guess I'll ping myself. I'd rather them veil that than veil a Petty Theft on Merit Lage, that's for sure. I do need to be able to cast it though, so I need a blue source pretty badly. Okay, it's not a natural Dark Depths. That is good at least. No attack. That's good. Gotta get aggressive. No blocks. Okay. No nothing. It's interesting. Okay, there's the Dark Depths. Now we're in some trouble. We need this Bowmasters to defeat that army, which means forcing Veil, Summer, and Orcish Bowmasters. Or if we draw a blue source, we'll be in better shape. Crop rotation. I guess I'm forcing. Ooh. Okay, that's bad. That also gives me one more turn to draw a blue source, though, I guess. Seeing as, they don't have the mana to make Merit Lage now, unless they have a Spirit Guide in hand. Great. That's tough. Probably take Borrower here. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that also cuts... I think it's probably more likely that I draw a blue source than I draw like a lightning bolt, right? But maybe that just means that they couldn't beat Bolt because they have another Veil of Summer? Something like that? Okay, they're attacking now. Alright, one time for me, please. Give me that land. Ugh. Well, this was a unfortunate game. But now I guess we get to be on the play. See if they make Merit Lage. Yeah, they're going for it. Weirdly close for having to mulligan to 5. Just needed a little more support. Well, who knows what would have happened if the game didn't glitch in game 1. We'll see. I think I'll take one more Thoughtseize on the play. And they seem more combo oriented the more time we spend playing. So maybe From the Catacombs is not as necessary. If I can just stop their combo. I was expecting scary creatures, but maybe there aren't any. Who knows? Maybe I can just cut an Narset because they're not on Sylvan Library or anything like that. Sure, try that. Alright, let's take the play. This hand is pretty good. It's got an Edict, Force of Will, Lightning Bolt, Thoughtseize. Just want to hit our land drops. Opponent also on 7. Pretty normal for a mid-range deck with a combo in it. Yeah, if they Thoughtseize me, like what are they even going to take? That being said, it would be pretty cool for them to play into my hand. Probably just take Reclaimer though, it's like the best card by far. Yeah, if they Thoughtseize me on turn 1, like, it's not a huge deal. Electing not to Thoughtseize. I'm going to go down on Force of Will to get up on board here. Okay, still have Force. I assume they want a Green Sun for a Reclaimer here. No, they want a Thoughtseize. Maybe taking Brainstorm? Okay, they got the long game in mind here. They take Edict. That also means they might not play Reclaimer until it can survive a Lightning Bolt. Don't mind another Strix though. That's pretty good. Fatal Push, also nice. Yep, hopefully we can just stop them from assembling their combo in so many ways. Hit for 2 a turn. Depths becomes a Heath, and then they pass. Okay. They have a lot of unknowns over there. Hit Bowmasters. The clock ramps up. So let's see, that's land number 2 in the graveyard. I guess they could get a third one if they Thespian stage on their Yapamaya. That seems like a little cumbersome and resource negative. Okay, they're committing the stage. Activating Windswept Heath. You're kidding me, right? I felt so ahead. Oh, man. Can't handle this. This hand is good. I mean, if my opponent just got restarted into like a worse hand, then I don't know. I don't even know anymore. This is the weirdest trophy match I've ever played. Sorry, opponent. They indeed have to mulligan. Yeah, they're down to 5. This is not how I envisioned things going. And they're down to 4. That's rough. GG's. Well, I guess a trophy's a trophy. I'm really sorry, everyone. This is like not good content. But, um, well, maybe it is. Maybe we got like two games and then an additional 2 half games that I honestly thought we were doing pretty darn well in. Like in that first game, I was going to regrow Murktide and make a run to the finish. And then in the third game, I was feeling pretty set up to counter what was looking like a big Green Sun Zenith. Alright, well, anyways, quick little wrap up. This always happens when I do something to specifically come after Riskaminator or try and figure something out in the meta, and then we just don't face Riskaminator. But you're not going to see me ever complain about a trophy, even if it came about in a truly strange way. What else? It's interesting to have core tenets of your deck, like your second Narset or Nimble Obstructionist in the sideboard in favor of things that are more situational, like Nile Spellbomb or second Murktide Regent. Though it seemed to be pretty effective on its face. Like, we had 5 pretty exciting matches. Oh, also, this feels like a fake trophy because our opponent in this match timed out when they had like a lethal Bowmaster trigger on the stack. So yeah, I mean, trophies happen for all kinds of reasons, you know. All you can really hope to do is play consistently, play your best, and keep your head up. That's about all I have to say about this list. I think I might even run it back. It was really fun. And just having a high emphasis on impactful 1 drops and powerful 3 drops that do stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's going on with this bug on MTGO. I'll catch y'all next time.